Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this in one go, so if I stumble over my words going forwards, I apologise in advance, and as always, I apologise for the quality of this video as well. If it's pretty poor, sadly it cannot be helped, and hopefully it's not too much of an issue for you. This is yet another Eurovision Song Contest 2020 related video, but I must start this video on a slightly negative note. I received a comment on one of my previous videos from somebody criticising the quality of my content, which I always apologise for, first and foremost, and this really is the best I can do, and like I say, hopefully it's not too much of an issue for you, but also saying that it was a bit silly of me to listen to short snippets of songs that are in the national finals and give you my thoughts, because you can't really judge a song on only a few seconds of audio. Now I totally get that, but either I sit here and listen to all of the songs in a national final, which would be a very, very long, boring video indeed, or I listen to them off camera, in which case, when I film a video, they are not my absolute initial first thoughts / reactions. So the way I go about these type of reaction videos is, I think, the best way for me personally. And yeah, that's all I've really got to say on the matter. I'm going to keep doing it because I feel that's the best way for me, and that's the way that I enjoy doing it. And then off camera, I listen to the songs either more so or in full, and then later on down the line during the Eurovision season, I'll single out a few and maybe talk about them in a bit more depth, like I'm going to do a little bit in this video. So, after that minor rant of sorts, I'm going to get into the main thrust of this video. Feel free to interact with this and let me know your thoughts. It is, at the time of recording this video, the 7th of February, and we are very much in the midst of many things happening in the world of Eurovision. National finals are coming up, internal selections are going to be made very shortly. February is always the busiest month with regards to Eurovision entries being selected / announced. So I wanted to film a brief video, probably no more than 10 minutes, where I talk about whether we've heard a potential Eurovision 2020 winner yet. Now, some of you might be thinking, no, I haven't heard a song that could win Eurovision 2020, and some of you might be thinking, well, actually, yeah, there are a few songs that could, if everything goes all right on the night, win Eurovision in Rotterdam this May. I'm going to talk about 3 songs. One I'm not too sure about, really not too sure about one of them. The other 2 I think could be in with a really good chance if everything is working at the highest level. So let me know your thoughts. I haven't really planned this video too much, but I do know the 3 songs I want to talk about. And the first one I'm going to talk about is in contention for Australia. And of course, in just a few days, I think it's tomorrow, is it not? We will find out the song that Australia will be sending to this year's upcoming Eurovision Song Contest. The song I'm going to talk about is Don't Break Me by Montaigne. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce her name now. Australia will be in the first half of the first semi-final. The national final is tomorrow, the 8th of February. Eurovision Australia decides. Montaigne is song 9 on the night. There she is. Her real name is Jessica Cerro, and with a surname like that, I imagine she's probably part Italian. Maybe? Well, it says here her ethnic background is a mixture of Argentinian, Spanish, Filipino and French. She's 24, born in August 1995. She's from Sydney. She's released 2 albums, Glorious Heights and Complex, and she's had a string of singles, one of which has gone gold, and that was called Because I Love You. Now, I was very interested in hearing her song in contention for Australia because I was listening to some of her music off camera and I really enjoyed what I heard, and something told me that she was going to have a real corker of a song, and Don't Break Me is a really strong entry. It's a sort of mid-tempo ballad sort of tune. It builds up nicely. The vocals are really great in the studio version. I'm sure they will be live as well, and I'm really excited to see the live performance tomorrow because I think it's going to be one of the standout performances in the Australian national selection. It is jury friendly, no doubt about it. I think the issue over the past few years for Australia has been getting the public on side. Kate Miller-Heidke did fairly well in the public vote in Tel Aviv last year, but maybe not quite as well as we were all expecting in the build-up to that grand final, when Kate was getting so much attention and Zero Gravity was one of the favourites to win. Of course, the year before that, Jessica Mauboy in Lisbon really struggled in the public vote, and then Isaiah really struggled as well in Kiev the year before that. So this year it's all about getting the public on side, because I think any song that Australia send is going to do well enough with the juries. This song, Don't Break Me, it is jury friendly as far as I'm concerned, and I think it will get a lot of people on side as well. Enough votes to do quite well in the Eurovision final, because I think if Australia send this act with this song, they'll qualify easily and then probably finish in the top 10. It is too early to say whether it would win Eurovision. Of course it's far too early to say. That's why these 3 songs I'm mentioning in today's video, I wouldn't take my opinion super seriously, but I do think these 3 songs are in with a chance of doing very well if they go to Eurovision, if they make the final, and if the public and jury really love these entries. This song, Don't Break Me, by Montaigne, I think it's in with a really good chance of winning the Australian selection. I'd be surprised if Australia didn't pick it, in all honesty, because I think it is the best of, in my opinion, a fairly average bunch. And I think it would do well at Eurovision. Let me know your thoughts on that. The next song I'm going to mention is one that I'm surprised more people aren't talking about, and I suppose it's because of the genre. It is quite a divisive genre for this particular song. It's in contention for Iceland, who are in the first half of the second semi-final. It is Oculis Videre, The Eyes Can See, by Eva. Eva is in her early 20s. She's a Dutch Icelandic singer. She was born in the Netherlands to a Dutch father and an Icelandic mother. She has a genetic eye disorder and is blind, and she studies in Rotterdam, which is of course this year's Eurovision host city. This is her breakthrough hit, for want of a better phrase. It is haunting, it is beautiful, it is ethereal, it is striking, it is atmospheric, it is almost otherworldly in terms of tone and style. It is a cut above pretty much everything else in the Icelandic selection. And in my opinion, the Icelandic national final, the songs in contention, it's the best lineup for a long time in Iceland as far as I'm concerned. But this song is the one that should be coming out on top. Some people won't like it because of the style. Classical music is not my thing, that's fair enough, but you have to appreciate a song for what it is. That's what Eurovision is about. You have to accept other people's opinions and respect a song for what it is, even if you're not so keen on it. And this song's great. She co-wrote it with a bloke called Richard Cameron, who sounds British. It's a fantastic song. It's a fantastic song. You know this would stand out an absolute mile on stage at the Ahoy in Rotterdam in that second semi-final, and it would make the final and do very well. The juries would have to appreciate it because of the voice and the atmosphere that would be created from this performance. And the public, I think, would really get behind it as well and appreciate it for what it is. It is going to be competing in the second semi-final of the Icelandic selection, which is called Songvakeppnin 2020. And only 2 songs will progress. So Eva would probably go through with Nina, maybe, from that second semi-final. But anyway, fantastic song. Something very different from Iceland. Of course, last year they had Hatari, which stood out an absolute mile, and they finished in the top 10 in the final. Best result for years. This could do exactly the same. Could it win Eurovision 2020? Maybe not. But maybe it could. You just never know. The final song I'm going to talk about. Now, I did consider a few other songs. I considered one in contention for Ukraine. Where are they? Here we are. The song I thought about mentioning for Ukraine is Call for Love by Kayat. That could win Eurovision. You never know. Too early to say for sure, of course. And then I also considered talking about Andromeda by Elodie, which is in contention for Italy. But who knows if that will even win the San Remo Festival. The song that I think has the best chance of winning Eurovision at this moment in time, out of the songs we know so far, it's in contention for Norway. I think you know which one I'm going to talk about. I'll be honest, I have not seen one negative comment about this song. Not at all. almost universal praise for this. The song I'm talking about, Norway, will be in the second half of the first semi-final. It's an automatic qualifier to the grand final in Oslo. Not in Oslo, it's in Trondheim this year, of course. And it will take place on the 15th of February. It is Attention by Ulrikke Brandstorp. Young female musician. She's been involved in the Norwegian selection before. She had a song called Places, which was a bit of a pop bop a few years ago, which was pretty good. This song is more mature. It's a ballad. It's a little bit similar to Victoria with Not With Me, which was in contention for Sweden last year or the year before, can't quite remember. It's also a little bit similar to Lucy Jones, who represented the UK in 2017 in Kiev. But there's something about this song that I don't really know how to word it, but it feels more right for Eurovision somehow. It starts off slow. I use the word atmospheric again because I believe it is. And then it really builds up. It's very powerful. The performance live was fantastic. She nailed the vocals. The staging could be better, but let's not forget, in Trondheim the stage will be a little bit bigger, and then in Rotterdam it's going to be much, much, much bigger. It's fantastic. It's so powerful. You know, I think it's going to strike a chord with a lot of people if it hasn't done so already. Ulrikke has co-written this with Kjetil Mørland, who of course was part of that duo in Vienna in 2015 for Norway, finished in the top 10. He's also tried representing Norway as a soloist. Pretty much anything he writes is really good. And then of course Kristin Ingebrigtsen, who is the lead singer of A1, who've tried representing Norway in the past and have had some success, albeit a long time ago, here in England. So, an interesting songwriting team. This is just such a good song. I've listened to it so many times. It just builds up and builds up. It's so powerful. The lyrics are pretty good as well. You know, you can really sense that she's really feeling every word that she's singing. She's belting it out. She's doing a great job. She looks great, sounds great. Like I said, the staging's a little bit of a disappointment. She's very static, which is fine. I think there's a guy or a woman playing the violin next to her, smoke machine. That's all fine, but there needs to be something else that really makes this performance stand out, because at the moment it's just a little bit flat in that department. Otherwise, everything else is really working. I think this Norwegian national final is very strong. We know all but one song that will be involved in the final on the 15th of February. It's going to be Ulrikke or Rayleigh, and I think Ulrikke's going to do it. If you're Norwegian, let me know, because I think it is the strongest national final song that we know so far, without a shadow of a doubt. Great, great song. And it's got, it's going to have jury support, no doubt about it. They're going to appreciate the vocals and the fact that it's just a really strong song anyway, and I think the public will really enjoy it too. Like I said, I have not seen a negative comment yet about this song. Everybody seems to love it. But is it being overhyped already? Who knows? I made a list earlier. I'm going to go through this very briefly because I've already made a video about a week or two ago where I talked about my national final favourites so far, so feel free to check that out if you so wish. But I've mentioned here that I have not included some national finals as songs have not been revealed yet, for example Croatia. Some national finals are also ongoing, so my opinions may change slightly, please bear that in mind. Armenia, my favourite at this moment in time. All of these are at this moment in time. Save Me by Tokyo 9. However, I think Athena Manoukian will probably win. For Australia, my favourite is Don't Break Me by Montaigne, which I've spoken about. However, Vanessa Amorosi could win. In Belarus, my favourite is True Love by Angelika Pushnova, but I think Anastasia Hlamodsta could win. Apologies. For Denmark, my favourite is Den Eneste Gothi Vejle by Maya and the Sarte Sjæle, but it's almost certainly going to be Ben and Tan. In Estonian, my favourite narrowly is Uks Kord Veil by Traffic, but I think it's going to be Jaagup Twisk or Uku Suviste. For Finland, Chichiolina is the one to beat by Erika Wickman, but if it's not her, it could be F3M or Tika. In Iceland, Oculus Vidore by Eva, and if it's not her, it could be Nina. In Italy, I've listened to this song a fair few times over the past few days, and I love it more every time I hear it. How charming is Vice Versa by Francesco Gabbani. He really could do it again, but the way the Sanremo voting is quite bizarre. Has been for a number of years. It's not really a national final. Is it Sanremo? But it sort of is, but it isn't. Anyway, if it's not him, it could be Diodato, Elodie or Piero Pelù. In Latvia, Tridymite by Edgars Kralis is my favourite, from a fairly average batch in my opinion, but it's probably going to be Samantha Tina. Lithuania, If I Leave by Monica Maria is my favourite, but it's going to be The Roop. In I'd say it's going to be them. Moldova, My narrow favourite is It's Time by Valeria Pasha, but it could be Pasha Parfeni, Natalia Gordienko or Katerina Sandu. Norway, I've mentioned Ulrika with Attention, but it could be Rayleigh. In Portugal, my favourite is Passepartout by Barbara Tinoco, which is also a very charming song, but it's probably going to be Blasted who win. In Serbia, Hasta la Vista by Hurricane. That's definitely the one to beat. But it could be Thea Devi, Andrea Yo and Isidora Mitic. It could be one of those two acts instead. Slovenia, Man Like You by Lina Kuduzovic is my favourite, but it could be Gaia Prestor. Sorry, I'm stumbling now. Sweden, so far it's Ballerina by Malu Pritz for me. But the Mamas could do it. Mariette could do it, depending on how good her song is. We'll find out next week. And Hannah Fern, who I believe is the bookmaker's favourite to win at this moment in time. And for Ukraine, my favourite is... I've put Drown Me Down. Is that actually the name of the song? Drown Me Down. Maybe I've made a typo there. Let me just check. Yes, it is called Drown Me Down by Cloudless. Great song. Really like that one. But it could be Go A, Jerry Hale or Kayat. Anyway... This video is slightly longer than I thought it was going to be. In your opinion, have we heard a song that could, maybe, if the stars are aligned, win Eurovision 2020? Let me know. And as I said at the start of this video, I do apologise for the quality of these videos. It's the best I can do. If there's any lag, I do apologise. Maybe play it in double speed. That might fix the issue, I don't know. I usually watch videos in double speed anyway to get through them quicker. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. More Eurovision videos and blog posts will follow. Links in the description. Thank you very, very much for watching. Roll on Eurovision 2020. It's going to be a busy, busy month. Until next time, bye for now.